Welcome to the Career Journeys Real World Real Insights. Our guest today is an accomplished professional with over 25 years of experience in industrial automation and technology innovation. Mr. Umanath Kemmannu, he is the founder and director of Trinovations Technologies Private Limited, a company known for developing innovative, reliable, and cost-effective material handling technologies. Before this, he led Trident Innovations and served as Director of Operations at Maxis Automation Technologies Private Limited. Currently, Mr. Kemmannu also works as a mindset coach, helping individuals achieve personal and professional growth. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from BMS College of Engineering. With this short introduction, we welcome Mr. Umanath to the session. Welcome, sir, to the podcast, and thank you for being over here and sharing your career journey with the students and bridging the gap between the academic learning and the industrial field of work. Welcome to the session.
Thank you, Sach.
With the start, as we start, we would like to know from you, when you were a child, like you have traveled a lot and lived a lot, and as a child, when you were in grade 11th and 12th, like what were the subjects you had and why did you choose those subjects? If we try to go back, I know it's a very long period, but still students would want to know from you.
I would like to start a little more early and then go back. So I think
Yeah.
that will set the context. Okay. So when I came to Bangalore for the first time in 1987 with a diploma in mechanical engineering and a specialization in automobile engineering, I joined one of the motors manufacturer company, which was one of the biggest conglomerate during that time. As an apprentice, I joined there. And within 3 months, I got another opportunity for a little higher scale of pay. There, the wing commander in charge of this training and recruitment, in my exit interview, he wrote, "This individual does not have any goal." That is where I started thinking backwards, why I'm not having any goal. That led back to me the time when you spoke just about when I was in SSLC or 10th grade. I never had any dream of becoming something because rather I was playing around and I was good at studies, not for numbers. I normally used to get first class and things like that. After SSLC, myself and two of my friends got first class in the college. Then I started thinking, then what to do? Somebody told me that you should take science. But my family background was such that they were not afford to go out from my village and afford me the study for science. Somebody told there is a college in Dharmasthala, which is run by Dharmasthala Trust. There you will get free education. Why don't you go and try? My mom took me over there. And unfortunately, there also he didn't offer me a science because I had only 67% in my SSLC. He offered me dairy engineering. I said I don't want to breed cattle over there. And I came back. By the time a junior college in my village was offering only arts and commerce stream. But there was one college around 5 kilometers from my place. There they were offering science. But again, I spoke to my friends. They said science is very difficult. You should not join. I joined pre-university, that is what do you call +1, +2 in your place, in commerce stream. 2 years, similar kind. I had a similar percentage. Even there, I scored first class. At the end of +2, I was again in a doubt. Those point of time, graduates were not getting jobs. I wanted a job because my family was not having a big economic background. We were in fact, lower middle class people. I needed a job. Somehow I needed a job. I joined Polytechnic to do a diploma, which is totally different from what I thought of. I joined, somebody said automobile is good. I took mechanical engineering as a mainstream and automobile as elective. I scored well in the polytechnic, and I was searching for job after the result, and I got a job in a motor manufacturing company as a apprentice training. So what I'm trying to say is that those point of time, this awareness was not there. You should pursue some career, or there were no coaches or mentors who were helping people to guide, or you should do this. If you take this stream, you will become like this. Nobody were there. Nowadays we have so many people. Those days there was no kind of an assessment, things like that. But still we managed somehow to get a job. Not with the we didn't pursue a job, but we didn't pursue a job in a particular field, but we took whatever came in our way. That's how I started. After I joining the company, immediately after 3 months, I got another opportunity in the similar thing in an electronics manufacturing company. That was a big conglomerate, and they offered me 100 rupees extra salary. So I quit this job and I joined them. There I worked for 17 years. There I learned about my entire profession is in I had that profession in that company. There I learned most of the things about machines, automation, things like that. When I joined that company, the company was around 100 crore company, and when I left 2 years before leaving, it was around 2,600 crore company. I had been part of the. I've seen the growth of this company. I also myself have grown. I joined as a trainee technical assistant, and when I resigned, I was a senior manager in the automation department. I left for two reasons. One was the company was going down, and it was not able to sustain the competition by the Korean giants like Samsung and LG, and company was not doing well. Salaries were not coming on time, and I have got transferred to Chandigarh as a restructuring. I did not take that transfer, and I resigned the company without knowing what to do. I never had a plan. Let me see how life will take. After resigning, I started marketing some rubber products. In that journey, I traveled almost half of the country, most southern states, till up to and here in the mid Aurangabad and Goa, south almost like till Kanyakumari. I traveled during that period, and I understood so many things during that point of time. I not only about my career, about life, how people lead life, what is the difficulties they're having. Many a times I saw people sleeping on the roads, outside the railway stations. That pushed me like my life is not that bad. So my life is better than most people. So that kept me going. That motivated me to do better. In fact, I did that over 4 years time. Then I still had time because that was not occupying my full time. I started a kitchenware shop because I wanted to engage myself and earn a little more than it was not sufficient. That marketing business was not sufficient. So I started a kitchenware shop, which was little easier to start. That is my first encounter with my business. But somehow life was not going really good, and my knowledge, my experience was in the automation field. I wanted to do something, but I was not having the confidence to start with. I never knew. I was thinking that I'm good at execution, but I'm not able to design. In 2004, I started a business with two of my friends in the field of automation. Within 1 year, that company got closed. We had differences, so that led to closure of this business. After that, I left for 2, 3 months. Again, some more people came up. With new people, I started another business. Again in the same period, because that is what I knew. Automation was known to me, but I was not knowing to design the equipment. So I needed people together. There, that business went up to 6, 7 years, almost 7 years. Then we had that point of time that company was growing. There was a difference between the directors, and a point has come that I have to come out of the company. When I came out of that company, I was virtually on road with empty hand. I had a house, but nothing in hand. Whatever I invested got adjusted to my home loan, and I was empty handed. That was my lowest time in my life. Till 6 months, I was not knowing what to do. I was at home. I was not coming out of my home. That point of time, I realized the importance of family. My wife supported me so well, and she is the reason that I was able to come back and start again from the scratch. In 2014, June, my wife came and told, "What are you doing? You have to do something. You start, whatever it happens, that's fine." I started off with just thinking about the name for the company. Then I draw a logo. That day, the name was fixed as Trident Innovations. I created a logo. In the next week, I went around in an industrial area near our place and found a small shed within a week, which is around 1,000 square feet. Without knowing there, I registered my company as a proprietorship, Trident Innovation. That's how I got into entrepreneurship, actual entrepreneurship. Still, I was not having confidence because I was not knowing anything how to design. Our automation industry is mostly focused on design, giving solution. I know what is to be given, but I was not knowing how. I joined a design training program with CAD Center, but I could not complete that because I was finding it difficult. I found design difficult. Then I hired one engineer for designing the. I knew what to do, but I was not knowing how. So I got it done through the engineer. That's how it started. 6 months till 6 months passed by. No order was materializing. I just kept pushing myself, reaching out to people. At the end of 2014 November, I got a call from one of the biggest automotive component manufacturer. They are ancillaries to Toyota. They manufacture radiators and uh, HVAC system for cars. I got a call from there. I pursued that, and the first order that came, that was of 40 lakhs. When I was having that order in my hand, I was not knowing how I will make this. I had, I was not knowing, to be frank, how I will make this. But I had an idea, worked day and night. So they wanted us to finish the project in 2 months, and they could give the floor space only for 3 days for installation. And we did that. I subcontracted most of the things. I hired a team for execution as well as installation. After that project, there is no looking back. That gave me a confidence. And the biggest realization is that to become an entrepreneur, you don't have to know each and everything of the entrepreneurship. What is needed is what to do. At least that you should know. Otherwise, you will not do anything. But how part will be taken care, if you can totally delegate it, or you can totally outsource it and get these things done. That's how found my first success as an entrepreneur. So in between, I missed out how I got graduated. While I was working with electronic conglomerate, I saw people. There is a differentiation between the people with diploma and people with engineers, with the pay package, with the treatment, with the growth opportunities. I wanted to pursue engineering degree. There was a scheme in the Karnataka government at that point of time. You can pursue engineering degree in the evening, but you have to attend classes and write the same exam as the day college. There were after 3 years of your employment, you can join. I applied and I got rejected that year. The next slab was 6 years experience. I waited for 6 years. Again, I joined. I applied after 6 years. That year, there was a specific rule with the automotive elective. You cannot join mechanical engineering. I got rejected even after 6 years. In the seventh year, by the time I got married, my wife Sunita came into my life, and year 1995, October, my son was born. Next day, I had an interview call. That year, I didn't get the admission. After 1 year, when my son was 1 year old, I got my admission to mechanical engineering. When I joined engineering college, my only intention was I have to get distinction, otherwise I'm not going to do this degree. That was the goal set for myself. I pursued that. First year I failed in mathematics, 2 semesters. It was because I'm coming back to the college after 10 years. Then I think after 2 years of fighting with the college and other things, slowly got the grip of studying, and I passed out with distinction. Only two, myself and one more friend, got distinction from my college. So that's how. If you want to do any education or any of your goals, to achieve any goal, age is not a restriction. That's what I want to say. Today's young people, they get disheartened when things doesn't go their way. But if you want, you can really achieve. Only what you need is a determination and working hard towards that.
So I was about to ask you, like, with so much dedication, passion, perseverance, determination, what was that one thing you want to share with the students? And you just said it, that if we have to do something, we must be focused and dedicated to do it rather than thinking about age as a factor.
Correct.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. Vast experience, starting from a diploma and then going to degree and then in between working at various places. Students today would like to know, when a student studies, and also you might be facing students who have completed their engineering from mechanical and automobile design. So what do you find the quality difference in the education from the student who does BTech mechanical or BTech automobile compared to the diploma? Because DTE offers 10 plus 3 plus 3 years of education, which students are not aware of. So, what is the difference between the two education levels, other than the differentiation which is there at the workplace? That's there. But education, mein, what is the difference?
In education, in the diploma, you will learn very basics of engineering. It's something like an introduction to engineering, but mostly on the practical side of it, implementation side of it. If you look at working with the machines, working with the actual creation of the equipments, there your diploma will come into picture. Whereas in engineering, even though we study practicals, mostly it is on theory. It's mostly based on mathematics. Any subject you want to learn, you should be strong in mathematics for engineering. Even though we study mathematics as subject, one of the subject in the first year diploma, it's not in depth. In engineering, you will study in 4 semesters, uh, in 4 modules, you will learn mathematics. And that becomes a very big, strong foundation to actually understand the theory and practice. Everywhere, the mathematics will repeat. If you take thermodynamics, if you take any mechanical design, it starts with integration and differentiation, which is the foundation of mathematics. All the engineering theories are based on mathematics. If you're good at mathematics, engineering is easy to crack. If you're cracking your second PU, first PU mathematics, you can easily crack engineering. Level, as far as educational level of education is concerned, you would go in depth in theoretically in engineering graduation. That is the difference. And as such, for the current industry scenario, diploma will not be sufficient. You should, if you want to have a career in engineering, you should get into graduate degree. Even sometimes it is not enough. Post graduation also is a recommended thing if you have a strong inclination towards engineering. It
So,
makes a lot of difference.
yeah. So students, there is an option that after 10th they can do 3 years diploma and they can enter into second year of engineering
Yes,
graduation degree. So does
yes,
that helps and is it equivalent to BTech?
yes. It is in Karnataka. The people coming out of diploma, if they join engineering based on the diploma, they'll be learning the same degree. They'll be writing the same exam.
Mhm.
There is no difference.
Right. So the students who get 3 years of practical learning, are they better or the students who do 11th and 12th maths, PCM, and then they get into BTech, are they better or both are same?
For diploma, it will be easier for the subjects like mechanical engineering. They already know the machine, how machines is working. For people coming from uh, plus two background, PUC background, they will have little difficulty to get into this engineering subject. But as long as they are good at maths, they will be able to understand and implement the engineering subject. But technically, if you look at it, diploma holders are in a much better position to understand engineering and do well in the engineering.
So can we say if a student wants to be an engineer, he's very keen to be an engineer, but unfortunately he's not good, very good in maths, then he can take the alternate route of diploma. And the ones who are very good in maths can go for either of the two and then take up engineering graduation, either BE or BTech.
No, no, actually, mathematics will come back as haunting in engineering if he is not good at mathematics. You have to
So
be, yeah, some understanding of mathematics is very much required because most of the engineering subjects are based on mathematics. If you are finding maths difficult, I would recommend don't go for
not
engineering.
not to go for engineering.
Yes, different streams are available. Go for that.
Thank you for sharing that. What is the difference and what is it in depth mechanical engineering and what is automation engineering? Could you share the work role and the profile?
Yeah. Mechanical engineering is about machinery, basically how machines work, how machine elements work. This study of that. Automation engineering is a branch out of that. So how you can use these machines to make your life easy, or how you actually create things using the mechanical engineering. And if you look at earlier days, there used to be machines like lathe, milling machines, and things like this, the general purpose machines. Then came CNC machines, that is computer based machines. Now, when it comes to a process, supposing you take an example of automobile car, it has got various parts in that. It has got mechanical engineering, it has got electrical engineering, and even the software part of it, it is coming into picture. Then your aesthetic design, interior design, everything comes into picture in an automobile. When it gets into a one unit as a car, there will be various aspects of implementing it or imposing into the product itself. So it will become sub-assemblies, different assemblies. Supposing there is a tire, there is a steering wheel, there is a signal system. These are all different units. These has to be assembled as individual units. That requires a kind of production line. There, automation plays a big role. It will reduce the human fatigue. At the same time, it will reduce the inefficiencies. It will reduce the quality issues, and it will always a definitive quality is ensured by automation. And not only the product quality, it is also the workmanship quality. It will define this is the way it has to be done, and automation system can detect if something is not there, something is missing. that can detect these kind of level of automation you can do. That is with respect to the manufacturing. When it comes to the data, some parts recurrently coming defective, which is a very serious problem in automobile. If it is gone to the field and it is coming back, issue in an automobile industry. So those kind of things can be eliminated by automation. One is that productivity. Second thing is that ensured quality. Third thing is that reduction of returns. All these things are possible by implementing automation.
Right. So, does the person required to carry out these tasks, do they need different skill sets, different personalities, or by working they can develop them?
Actually, with the mechanical engineering as a base, automation can be learned. So that's how it is. It's nothing but it's a part of. In fact, it is an application of mechanical engineering. We can say like that.
So different personalities are not required. If we have the
Yeah.
fundamental, other
Yes, we
can
can
be
always
taken
do
care.
that. Always, yes.
Right. So just like in maths, if we have fundamental strongs, we can take up any branch
Exactly.
of
Exactly.
engineering.
Exactly.
Can you also share with us what is automobile engineering?
Automobile engineering is about, it's again a branch of mechanical engineering. It is dedicated to create automobile vehicles. That means if you go back in the history of automobile engineering, when Henry Ford started, it that again goes back to the horse cars. From there, he started developing engines. Then steam engines were running the vehicles. Then afterwards, it moved on to become diesel, petrol engines, then diesel engines. Like that is an evolution erupted from the mechanical engineering. So over a period of time, automobile has transformed into, it's like there is, if you see in India, if you go back, ambassador car and present day Fortuner or Toyota vehicles or the difference, it has happened over a period of time. Then there is a sophistication built into that. There is features like cruise control. There is features like climate control inside the car. There is features like sunroof. These things all got added into that. How to make it more comfortable. So present day you have all types of cars, right from Maruti Alto to high-end cars, which is more than a crore, with Benz models, with electric cars now taking a big leap. These are all happened over a period of time. But
Right.
I would like to say it's a part of mechanical engineering, building one product called as automobile.
Does it requires very good designing skills, intuition, thinking, visualizing to create that drawing and structure?
Actually, now most of the things are available, like, so adaptation of the technology matters the most. Supposing if you take um, engine efficiency, there are so many developments have happened over a period of time, and people are having patent over that. You would have heard of Volvo using multi-level injections. These research are happening, but these are all in the very, very deep understanding of automobile working. Suppose if you want to get into a job in automobile manufacturing, you don't need to have everything like designing itself. If you're keen on designing automobile, then you can go. Additionally, you study about that. There is so many. It's a one person cannot design an automobile. That's for sure. There's various factors. In an automobile, there is a chassis. Chassis design engineers are different. There is lighting system. You have that light indicators. Those engineers are different. There is again your steering system and fuel pump system. Those engineers entirely different. It's a amalgamation of so many different aspects into one product.
Right. So what I get is mechanical engineering is the base and it can
Yes.
branch into a couple of other engineering
Correct.
branches. One of them
Correct.
can be automation, then we have automobile. What are the other areas where a mechanical engineer can enter into?
Mechanical engineers are mostly many of the people, if you go back few years, I think most people have gone into software field as well from mechanical engineering.
Isn't that
Nowadays,
completely different field?
it's a different field, but
Mhm.
whereas if you look at some of the products like tool engineering, supposing some molding tool you have to manufacture, say, the software to be built for that design. If you are having an understanding of mechanical engineering, then you can build a better software for that purpose. If you want to uh, now the design software that we are using is SolidWorks. SolidWorks is basically a software. To develop that software, you need to have an understanding of mechanical engineering. There again, a mechanical engineer alone cannot do it. He need help of software testers, testing engineers, software code developers. The mechanical engineer can give an input to get a software. He may not be able to write the code.
Got it. So very similar to, let's say, an HR manager working with electrical engineers. So they need to have some background of that area.
Exactly,
Similarly,
exactly.
a coding person into mechanical engineering products, if they have a background, they'll be better
Yes,
at it. The
definitely.
efficiency will go up, the time will come
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
We would also like to know what is the scope of mechanical engineering, opportunities and the challenges in this field.
I have seen a great change in the present day college uh, offering courses. Mostly, last few years, I was trying for my son's admission. That point of time, AI and ML were the sold out courses. So, mechanical engineering was offered by very few institutions nowadays. Those old, very popular engineering colleges, they are still with the mechanical engineering because they have a setup. Most of the new colleges, they can start a college with computer engineering or information technology, these kind of AI, ML, they all start with a very less investment. When it goes for mechanical engineering, it requires a big machine
Setup.
shops, setup, investment. That is why that is one trend that I've been seeing. And in the people those who are not interested to work with their hands, those who are not interested to
Dirty their
work
hands
with
and
dirty
yeah,
their hands, they don't want to get into mechanical. They think that sitting in front of the laptop
it's fancy.
on the fancy, those things are catching up like anything. And hardcore mechanical engineers are we are finding it very difficult to get there.
But still, we want to know since
Opportunities are
mechanical,
Yeah,
yeah.
opportunities are definitely there. And I myself, I advertise for my design engineers. I hardly get few uh, uh, applicants who are. I'll get applications, but who are suitable. If you interview them, they don't know anything.
So, should a student go for hardcore mechanical engineering rather than AI, ML, or mechatronics or some fancy courses if they
If
really want to understand engineering?
if they really want to understand engineering, they should go for it. Otherwise, if they're looking at a easy life, I don't say it's easy life. Actually, people think that it's easy life. I know people who are in software industry, the way they are suffering because of the stress levels in that industry. But whereas in mechanical engineering industry, it's mostly streamlined work. Only thing is, yes, there is a little hard work. There is a little hand dirtying will be there. If you don't like that, you will not stick to that job because your understanding of a job in the engineering field, it's entirely different. It's not only every engineer need not have to dirty their hand. They can be in the strategy. They can be in the design. They can be in execution. They can be in project planning. All these fields are very much available. We are finding really difficult to get really people inclined to work in this industry. Only the top cream is all going to software, thinking that it's an easy job.
With your experience in the industry, so much experience, a student right now who is studying engineering, right? What all they should be learning in an engineering school so that they become employable skilled youth after they complete their engineering?
This one, if they're normally during SSLC, if they take an assessment test, they will come to know whether they will fit into this engineering or not. There will be there are a lot of mentors, there are a lot of coaching people who are taking this assessment test. Based on that, if they have an aptitude for engineering, only they should go for engineering. That is first and foremost requirement. Other one is a passion. People who want to have a passion to create something new, create those who are looking into question things and create something out of it, find solutions. These will definitely drive them to create something. Engineers can create so many things. Assessment is the best thing to decide. Without that, they should not simply uh, looking at the trend that is happening outside. They should not join engineering.
So
That's the
one
first thing.
yeah. Second, you have something.
That is, we call it a potential test. In the assessment, if they have the potential, if they have the passion, then comes the personality traits. In engineering stream, after learning engineering, if the personality trait also should match, whether they are word people, whether they are visual people, accordingly they have to choose their career.
So based on personality, word, and intuition, they should choose the
Yeah,
branches.
yeah. And finally, select the subject of their study based on these 3 points. These 3 points they should consider: passion and potential and personality. These are very much required. That will happen when they go through this assessment test.
Right. So psychometric assessments are available. We conduct
Eco-
5-dimensional assessment, which assesses the personality of the students, interest and their passion, and also the existing skills and abilities. And we identify the gaps wherein they can do in.
Exactly. Your academy does that, I feel.
Yes. Thank you. And inside the engineering institutes, now the student who has identified I'm good at it, but when they are in the 4 years of engineering, then also they need to develop some skills so that they become employable youth.
Yes, definitely. Because just having the technical knowledge is not sufficient, because they will be able to present their idea. Supposing they have an idea to present it, they need to have that communication skill. They need to have that soft skills, how and group dynamics. They should be working in groups. Any person who is successful in any of the career is a person who can work efficiently in a group. If the group dynamics, if he is not fitting in a group dynamics, then he will not be successful as the topmost. He will not reach the topmost level. Group person, those dynamics he should be uh, adopting or learning those skills,
So technical skills clubbed with soft skills,
soft
especially
skills.
teamwork and group dynamics, are the most important, which students
Yes,
can practice in the 4 years before completing their engineering.
exactly.
And that
And
is what.
adopt the technology. It's over the four. Nowadays, technology is changing very fast. By the time they start the engineering college, by the time they end, the technology would have changed. They should be abreast with what is happening around in their field.
Right. So
That will
curiosity to
help them.
learn new things and
Exactly.
adopting to the technologies, being updating themselves regularly, continuous learning
Right.
comes
Right.
into play. Right.
Exactly.
So this will definitely help the students who are already studying engineering and those who are aspiring to become an engineer. This will definitely help them.
Correct.
Moving forward, we also want to know, you have been working as a mindset coach now. So in your career and technology, what motivated you to switch from the existing work role to the mindset coach?
That all started my business when I started recruiting people, and I was seeing their profile, and actually when I started interviewing them, I found that basically these things are missing. They're simply coming for, they wanted a job as either as a stopgap or if they're coming to my industry, say mechanical industry, they were always looking at the stopgap arrangement. Their aim was somewhere else. Uh, then I was thinking whether they will fit into this our kind of job. Then I started deeply questioning this. Some people joined, learned something then and left. Some people left within 1 month. After seeing this, I felt there is a need to understand and focus there to help people to get into this kind of a mindset shift where they will be successful at the same time, the organization getting a benefit out of it. Otherwise, it will not match. If the mindset is oriented towards their self growth at the same time, aligning their professional goals to the organization goal. This there was a gap, missing gap was there. Gap was too much. That's where I started exploring this field. That's how I got into mindset coaching.
Right. So it's basically identifying whether a individual candidate entering matches the company's goal and their personal goals or not. And if it is not in alignment, you help them to make it aligned.
Exactly.
Is it easy?
Definitely, it is not easy because
So,
there will be a lot of internal resistance.
right.
It happens with everybody. It happens with me also sometimes. Some changes. It's a big shift. People don't want to change their habits. It's normal, but it will happen over a period of time. That is why our coaching is mostly beyond 6 weeks.
So,
If it is short term, you do one program for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. The effect will be only for that end of the day. They'll go with the motivation. Next day, they are same as usual. If the mind shift change is required, a long term working together, help is required as a coach for me. It will be normally 6 to 8 weeks or the time that is an ideal thing where it becomes a habit. Shifting is one thing, then implementing, then that should become a habit. Till then, hand holding will be required for them.
so it takes a minimum of 2 to 3 months for a student to
Exactly.
get in alignment with the company's vision and their own personal growth also.
Yes, yes. Even it applies to even studies also. If their study patterns are not aligned with their goals, then what happens? They will get distracted by either social media or some friends they call. They'll forget their goals. The mind shift is required very at the early stage. Somewhere it is missing. It has, in fact, it has to become a part of the curriculum. That's what I feel. But since it is missing, somewhere we have to start. So I also realized it very long, very late in my life. As I said, there were no coaches or mentors for me when I started my career. That's why I had a limited growth. That's what I always regret. So that is the reason I want to help people. They should not go through this if they're really looking at a success. They're not setting standard for themselves. Even I did the same mistakes.
I have two questions. One, when we recruit people and students come and we do these mindset sessions, are they resistant to changes, or do they say, no, I want to get in, or do you do some pre-counseling and then take permission? How does it happen? Because people will not do it very easily.
Exactly. There will be a lot of resistance. And within our two interactions, we'll come to know whether these people are aligned to their purpose or their goals. They will not know the purpose in this age. About purpose, we'll think about after mid-career, right?
Hmm.
So it's basically about their goals. But many a times their resistance and their ego in between comes, it plays a big role. And those people who are prioritizing their goals, they will only come for coaching and they will only grow. Those who are not prioritizing their goals, they are driven by their ego or other distractions. They will never come for coaching. They will leave, or sometimes I will not take them.
Yeah, so maybe when their time comes, they will come back again, they'll
Yes,
realize. Right.
yes,
You also mentioned that we could have learned this technique earlier when we were in schools. So, do you recommend any particular class, grade, or age when students should now start learning? And would you like to help them learn this technique?
Ideally, they should be in their before the plus two, that is in their high school. 8th to 10th is the right time where they should be made aware of this. It has to become a part of the curriculum in that age. That will become a formative, start shaping their personalities.
Right.
Their mindset will start shifting in that age. When they come to the career phase, that is engineering course or any professional course, that point of time, they are very clear where I want to go.
So just like we have to make a tower, we first dig the knee inside. So before
Yes,
getting into career decision making also, let's make
yes,
them understand their goals and their mindset in 8th, 9th, 10th
exactly.
before they do the subject selection in
That is
11th
the
standard.
very ideal time.
And it will take minimum 3 months, or for them it takes longer.
Normally, if we cannot take it too much long also because it becomes too much burden. As such, our education system is such that they're only focusing on producing employees. I also recommend they should also introduce the entrepreneurship in addition to this mindset because they can become job creators. Now, most of our education system are making us employable or employees some point of time.
Right.
People are not coming into create an industry or becoming entrepreneurs. Very few people who are already having a business, who are already into the generations business, they are coming into the industry. They're forming, they're taking their industry to the next level, or sometimes it is happening other way also. If it is very few examples we have seen grown beyond 3 generations. You can see any big industry if you see beyond 3 generations grown very few.
Is one of the reasons being the students are now behind marks, learning, giving papers, and not even thinking about the subjects and talking. Learning and knowledge is missing when it comes to education. Is that one of the reasons?
Yes, it's about people are taught about how to score marks, how to get the grades. They're not taught about how to succeed in life, how to set higher standards for themselves, how things are possible, how greater things are possible by any individual. That is not brought in any phase of our life. In fact, if you look at our upbringing, our parents never told us. If you say talk about investment. How many of us have taught investment in our early ages? Nobody would have told because we were all brought up in that survival mindset. We never thought of beyond making a difference or maybe creating an impact. Nobody taught us. If it is brought in that age, they will set really high standard. Basically, what will happen? Their self-value will start increasing in a very young age. Self-value is most important for anybody to set a higher standard for himself. If that is coming at this formative ages, I think they can create great wonders. They can create great impact. They make a very big difference in this world. That's what I see.
So help the students become more skilled, more valuable. We can teach them basic 21st century critical life skills and also help them believe in themselves, increase their self-value, self-worth, self-confidence. That will make a
Yes,
difference.
exactly.
What advice would you give to the engineers or professionals who are pursuing in the engineering, especially in the automation industry or the entrepreneurship?
If you ask me if they're inclined to, I don't say becoming an employee is not bad actually. If they want to pursue a profession, they set a very high standard. They should have a role model who's very successful in their field. They should take him as a role model and emulate him. That is if they're going to be an employee. It's not bad, but set a high standard, reach a very high level, become a CXO, become a CEO. That kind of a dream they should have. But most of us, what happens? We want a job. We don't know what is a job. That's how we are growing. That change, that shift is required. Second thing is if you really wanted to give solutions to the modern world, there will be so many problems we look around ourselves. If you are really interested in creating uh, solutions for those problems, if you have that interest to create a difference in the world, then you should come to entrepreneurship.
That's a very important lesson you have shared right now. One is following a role model, and second, entrepreneur should be taken if you want to make a difference and you are very curious in solving problems of the people.
Yes, you will be definitely successful. You will never see a failure in those areas. Initially, failures will be there for, for setting up of the industry. But once you're over, if you are driven by your passion, then nobody can stop you.
With all this discussion, I have one more question. According to you, you said most of the people don't know what is job. So, according to you, what is job?
If you do, if you're on a job, there is a famous saying, mm, not able to remember. When you're doing a job, that is, you don't feel that time is passing by. You feel that siren is not a
Yeah,
you're not waiting for the siren.
right.
You are immersed in that job. If you have that feeling, then you're in the right job.
So maybe Mondays are never like Mondays. They are like any
Yes,
day of the week. And you
yes.
don't get to understand whether it's a lunchtime or the evening or a breakfast. You're deep passionately into the job and time passes away.
They'll be waiting for Mondays, in fact. So when
Yes.
I'll go and when I'll deliver.
It's like school students nowadays, they wait like, I don't want Saturday, Sunday. I want to go to school. So that's something
Yes.
like that should happen.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Beautiful sharing, sir, and a lot of information about the different courses, your own journey, the courage and the struggle you had, the hard work, plus the learnings you had from your various organizations, and the importance and the missing elements among the today's people, and what should students do now, what should schools do now, so that they can generate better individuals, students, graduates, everyone.
Schools basically they should adapt rather than follow whatever system is already created. Rather, they should look at the world, what is required for the world. The curriculum has to be designed based on that. Somewhere, governments also is involved in making the policy to implement uh, with respect to the mindset, with respect to the entrepreneurship. This has to be brought in the curriculum. Either the schools has to take this step or the government should make a policy. Then that will start slowly changing the scenario and we can create really, really great individuals who can contribute to this world and make this world a better place for all of us.
Definitely. I would again thank you for sharing your career journey with us. And if any student or parent wants to connect with you, is there any way they can connect with you?
They can connect with me on my LinkedIn profile or I'm also on Facebook. I have my number on the LinkedIn profile. People can get connected.
Sure. So I'll be adding your LinkedIn profile details, link, and the
Sure. Yeah.
Facebook details also in the YouTube description.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And with this, we'll end the session.
Thank you, Sachin.